Brought to you by GoFigureNews.com. Hey there, YouTubers and collectors and fans of Doctor Who. This is Salvador Los Angeles with my review of Clockwork Man from Doctor Who, made by Character Options. It includes detachable arm weapon accessory, and there's a very nice image of Clockwork Man as we go down the front of the package. It says Character Options there. As we go up, it says fully posable action figure, 14 points of articulation. And we work our way up the side of the front of the packaging, and it says 5+. These terrifying ticking clockwork robots are repair droids gone bad. Faulty programming made them turn on the crew of their stricken spaceship in the 51st century. They used human parts to mend the ship, then went looking for a central computer, opening up time portals to 18th century France to take the brain of Madame de Pompadour, the legendary figure the ship was named after. Beautiful screenshot from the television show, looking great. And it says, imported by Underground Toys of Poway, California, manufactured and distributed by Character Options Limited of the UK, made in China. Here is Clockwork Man out of his packaging. I love this figure so much. From the time I first discovered this figure online, I said, I have to have this thing. Look at those old-timey shoes with the buckle on them. Look at those stockings. Look at those short trousers. Beautiful, ornate clothing. Wonderfully done. Not just something you would get on a doll or figure. Beautiful work on this clothing and beautiful face. Man, I love this thing. Here is his weapon that you attach to the back of his hand. It goes great. Look at those gold colorings on it. Looks fabulous. Man, I love this thing. He will do damage. The other side is a little plain, I think, but makes up for it on the other side. Look at that hair. Look at that head. Man, the clothing going down the side. Look at that gold, intricate detail, ornate, nicely woven, beautiful clothing, awesome old-timey shoes, stockings ruffled there at the ankles. I love those old-timey shoes. They remind me of the Pilgrims here in the United States with the buckle on them. I think they might have been able to do a little bit more with the shoes, maybe made them give them a real leather look instead of the plastic look. I think they would have been fabulous, but they do look great as is. And look at that hair. Man, this hair sculpt. Oh, what the? This hair sculpt is amazing. Man, they did such a fabulous job on this hair sculpt. Got that old-timey Mozart, old-timey Beethoven, Bach look. Looks great. Fabulous head sculpt, hair sculpt. What am I talking about? As we work our way down the figure, gold trim along his costume. As we get a close-up, look at that fabric, nice and silky. Little flowery designs within the fabric. Man, I love this thing. I will say something about his ankles. Well, there we go, his ankles. Anyway, he can look to the left, and he can look to the right. And his arms can go up like he's on a roller coaster, and his wrist can twist. And his left wrist can swivel inward or bend inward. And there he is at a 90-degree bend at his elbows. And he can twist to the left. And he can twist to the right. And he can bend over at the hip. And he can spread wide, well, this wide anyway. And he can kick his leg out front, bend at the hip like so. And he can bend at the knee. And he can tiptoe. I think that's a cool looking image right there. And here is an extreme close-up on Clockwork Man. Man, I love this mask. It's so neat and spooky looking. And then look, you can take it off, revealing the inside of his head is a droid, is a Clockwork Man inner workings. Look at those gears on the inside of his skull. He does not really look how he appears. Look at that. Man, intricate detail on the inside of this thing. I love this figure so much. Look at the inside of his skull. You see the inner workings, his true self. This is what he looks like underneath his mask. And he can turn to the left. His neck also moves. So his neck moves and his head moves, if that makes sense. Now he can look up pretty high. And he can look downward to a degree. And he can do these really cool stances. and he stands about 12.5 inches tall. And look at the way he moves his hip. He can also bend at the hip that way. And here is Clockwork Man next to Rey Mysterio. Here is Clockwork Man next to Holt Hyde from Monster High. This is one of those figures that transcends itself, not just for the Doctor Who fan, but any collector and anyone who loves vintage, antique stuff from the 18th century. Man, this figure is awesome. Clockwork Man, knock it off!